Welcome to UrbanHood, your learning platform. Urban Food Alliance services the needy in our neighborhoods.
Everything we are sharing for educational purpose.
Looking at the SPX, which is the S&P 500 index, kind of looking at it's been a very volatile past week. We all know we've seen like 100-point moves almost in a day, which is quite something for the S&P 500, right? But there is a gap to fill on the up. There is some gaps to fill on the bottom. We've had some very volatile days, and obviously it was because of the uncertainty of the market, the elections and the earnings last week, and there was a lot going on. Obviously. So with that being said, I think it would not be a bad idea to kind of just stay on the sidelines, especially if you're trying to save capital, because premiums are burning quite hard over the past few days. With that being said, I think 3328, 3330 has been an important level of resistance. You've noticed a couple of times there's been a rejection, and the 3300 has been a very psychologically big level for the S&P 500 as well. You've seen a few closes in the past around that range. You saw it resist on Friday. Today went up quite significantly, but it's now struggling again around that 3300 level. Which basically means that the market's kind of just catalyst to move it either way. Now, will it be upwards or downwards? It'll depend on in how the elections go. Market usually prices in the information sometime back. That's why you saw like the significant volatility yesterday. Sorry, last week. There's almost a 30-point drop since a nice beginning this morning. It has been going down, so there's a lot of pressure in the market at this moment in time, obviously, because a lot of people are just trying to get out of the market right now, just hold off, save capital, and come in once the dust kind of settles. But 3,300, a very psychological level. So if it does hold that, you could probably see some more upside going into tomorrow. And 3330 is an approximate downside level, which is quite an important level as well. So anything over or below that, you could see some quick movement happen. We've noticed some crazy stuff happen with Apple. Yeah, I think it wants to go back to try and test this 105 support. A lot of these stocks want to go back a little bit lower, so that could mean that the S&P 500 index might go a little bit lower. But kind of in no man's land actually right now. If it does hold the lows of yesterday, of Friday, which it's trying to do right now, 107.5. If it does hold that, maybe it goes back up. But a break below that, we'll probably see 105 quickly, and then below that, there is this gap that a lot of people are now starting to talk about Apple. So that $96, that psychological gap that it probably wants to fill. So I believe a break of 105 could actually see that, because 105 was the uh, lows from like a couple months back when the split happened and everything. So it's an important level, the 105. Below that, I think at 96. At 96 will be a very good stock to buy, even because again the market's kind of spooking again. I think midday, lower volume though on midday, so I wouldn't be too worried as of right now. Again, I think these lows of Friday, if the market holds the Friday lows, I think there is some more upside into tomorrow and into the next few days. But it depends on if it holds the lows of Friday, because the lows of Friday were important. But 258, an important level for Facebook. Over that, I think 264 and then 268. I would like to see some movement on either side. And kind of just the way it goes is watch these ranges and then trade when the ranges are not working. So let me just go to the 4 hours, make it a little bit more clear. I like to see it when it's like that. You see that big drop on Friday, hold those lows. It kind of went up nicely this morning, but it's still struggling. So midday kind of pullback. So usually midday pullbacks are in very low volume. So we can see if that kind of continues. Then there is more downside towards 255. But I think it might hold these lows and then just run up again tomorrow or overnight kind of moves. Let's see. Some people are already starting to send some stuff out. We can look at. Okay, I will check already. Let me just go through Amazon and then we'll go over some things that you guys want to check. Yeah, I think Yeah, good. This 3027 was a very important level. I think it broke out of that level. Amazon has been struggling. Even today, it's more than 100 points down since its high of 3,100 almost. I think, was it? Yeah, around 3080. Down almost 100 points since there. So the market is showing a significant weakness right now. If the selling continues, I think 2935 can get traded, maybe even 2961 and then 2935. I think those are the kind of numbers that we could get to see in Amazon. 2935, decent support for Amazon, something to consider. 2961 also is a pretty decent support. So if it does come down to those ranges, I think it's a good time to enter. But having said that, wait till the elections are over. Just give it some time. Take it easy. One day of not trading would not do any harm. So just wait and see how that goes. If we see some more downside, you'll get better price. Actually, let's see it on the daily first. I guess recently has come down to fill the support, which is important, and struggled even through that. Right now, I think it wants to go all the way back to like these lows around 1216. This looks like a pretty good support for an entry. Struggling around 1415 as a resistance and support of 12.16. Break over that, you could see 16.5. Break below this, you probably see this gap fill of around $10. But I see that 12 is a very good support range. So maybe if you want to add to position, wait till this. But if you want to like get into a new position, probably not a good idea right now. Just maybe wait for a break on the upside or the downside. It's looking like it wants to run up today. Some lows of about $18 is an important low. You said 20C. 20C would probably mean PayPal earnings. Okay, earnings are probably not a good time. Usually earnings in like bad market conditions are probably not a good idea to enter. If the market was really strong today, it would have been a good idea because PayPal could do well. Having said that, we'll go over the chart. But $18 looks like a good support. The first resistance I see is around 19.78 and then over that 21.39. So maybe a break below 19 would bring it down to the lows of about 17.5. So keep an eye out. Looks like it did well today. Even the market's poking a little bit right now, but it looks like it's holding some decent support. It's running up, so I think that it could probably hit 19.78 or to about $20 soon enough. Let's look at PayPal. PayPal struggling. Ooh. Just these levels are already drawn. So it kind of picked up this level around 183, kind of right to the T on Friday and kind of went up. Opened up nicely this morning, went up nicely, but of course the market, like I said, right now is there's a lot of selling in the market going on right now. That is probably why it's downtrending. 183 looks like a pretty good support for it. So maybe the earnings brings it back down to this range, and then that'll be a good time to enter into for the longer term. I do believe that once the market settle down, PayPal will run because it's a good company fundamentally as well. It will run up pretty well, but I think as of right now, either over 194 or below 183, almost that range. Looks like a lot of confluence over here. It wants to pick up support around this range. Maybe just kind of see if it comes back around this 37, kind of the lows of Friday. But see how it kind of was a resistance for a long time over here. It broke out, it's coming back to retest it, which is usually a good sign. So if it holds support where it's at right now in this range, 38 to 39 range, it's a good chance that it runs back up over to about 45 on the longer term, and then to maybe 48, and then the highs of 50. So that's kind of what it looks like for NVTA. Boeing has been one of, honestly, it used to be one of my most favorite stocks to trade. It's just become such a dud lately. It's struggling a lot. Like, honestly, such a news-driven stock that technical analysis becomes so difficult on it. But important resistance around 146, 147. So maybe it wants to pick up that kind of support over here. So maybe you see one upside of 154 and then 160. Downside, let's see. 141 is kind of your downside almost. Some kind of support. And resting around from all the way back in like before the kind of what was it in the like towards the low end in May. Oh wow, that's crazy. But yeah, this is such a bad news driven stock lately that it's just very hard to perform like any kind of technical analysis. UPS VA. Okay. I think UPS had some decent earnings, but it was under such a bad market conditions that it kind of gapped down. But looks like it's picking up support around this August. A lot of confluence over here, so I think it went back all the way down to the on Friday on the lows, and now it's a trend right up. I think it might reach around this 164. Over that, there is open gap for a quick move up to 166, 170. So 164 is probably where I probably try to enter new positions, or maybe pull back over 154 at this moment in time. But again, like UPS is a good stock, especially in the COVID times. So if you're looking at like second wave and stuff like that, UPS will probably do well. So it might be something you might want to look into. We'll look at V, NVDA, EA, and beyond. Okay, let's see V. Again, I think very, very poor market conditions was the reason for V to kind of screw because of the earnings kind of went down. It broke a very, very important support. If you can see, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times almost over here. Every time it came down here, it almost went up to like 200. So that, and then eventually it broke out, and then it was picking up support around 200 for some time, and then it just broke down from there. So I think over 186, you might see the close of like 200 range again, this kind of range. Downside, I think if it breaks the lows of 180, it might just go all the way back down to, yeah, to like 174-ish. So 180 lows is probably what you might want to keep an eye out. And like a break over 186 might take it up to 200, but the lows of 180 breach you could see some more downside. 189, 190 range is not a terrible range right now. It might go back up to the 200s, and then you might, if you want to take some profits out, sure. NVDA, I think, has, again, one of those stocks that's kind of been beaten a lot. 500 for me psychologically very big level. 500 range. If it holds, it goes up to 525, 530. Over that, it has 516, 559, 560 range. Break of this 500 probably goes down all the way down 478. Those kind of ranges from back in the day, from almost a couple months back. 520, 530 range, not too bad, but bought at a kind of a resistance right now, which it might face over the next few days, depending on how the market. These levels, it's coming back down to very important levels, and it's kind of being bruised badly today as well. Very important level, this 118. If it holds, you might see like a run up towards some 124, which you can see was important support. Every time it comes down 124, went back up to 130 range, comes back down, breaks. Eventually it broke down. Now it's again at very important level of support, 117, 118. If it holds this support, then you might see it go up to 124 and then over that 130. But very important to hold. It looks like there's some decent amount of selling happening. So be careful and see, just maybe wait and see for some confirmation of that support. Yeah, I think it's kind of, again, 140, the 140, 142 is very important. If it holds this range now, it might run up, but as you can see, 197 to 140, that's like a significant downturn. If it holds the support of around 140, you see 149 and then 156. When this moves quickly, so you might see some upside, decent moves on the upside. But I'd wait to just confirm like how the market is going to perform over the next few days. It's again sitting at a very, very important support level, so just keep an eye out. As of right now, if market picks up, this could pick up very well and quickly. So 149 and then 156 for beyond. Kind of short-term targets.
Thanks for watching. Visit our website, UrbanHood.org, and join our community at meetup.com and look for financial freedom for you. Thank you, and we hope to see you soon.